We're going to move on now to Chris Miller with organicNANO.
Healthcare professionals are potentially exposed to airborne pathogens like influenza, smallpox, and COVID-19 daily. And though surgical masks and N95 respirators are commonly used to safeguard against infection, they are proving to be less effective than previously thought, especially when reused. KHN.org reported that as of August 2020, over 900 healthcare professionals have died after contracting COVID-19. With 4 members in my family in the healthcare fields as nurses, I wanted to ensure their safety as they help keep America healthy. I'm Chris Miller with organicNANO, and I'm here to tell you about our new and innovative respirator that can filter and actively destroy dangerous airborne pathogens.
This began back in January. Miller, who is currently a PhD candidate at Louisiana Tech University, came up with the idea while running. Soon, he began working with some other classmates to develop a brand new N95 mask.
These masks actually filter particles at 50 nanometers, and that's a significant number because COVID-19 exists between 60 and 140 nanometers.
Half of his team works with nanomedicine research and the other half with organicNANO, where they use 3D printing to create their masks. These two things are what forms their company, organicNANO.
Chances are, when you are out in public, you are wearing a surgical or cloth mask. What if I told you that you are not as protected as you think? Well, that is the reality. Cloth and surgical masks were not designed to filter air as you inhale. They are only designed to capture respiratory droplets as you exhale. N95 respirators are only designed to filter 95% of particles that are 300 nanometers or larger. That's just not good enough. Viral particles can be much smaller than 300 nanometers. In fact, COVID-19 particles can be as small as 60 nanometers. Our respirators can filter these minute particles through more than just electrostatic forces. The COVID-19 System Study app reported positive COVID-19 tests of healthcare professionals was disproportionately high when compared to the general population in both the United States of America and the UK. The bar graph pictured here illustrates just how lopsided these numbers are. Healthcare professionals are supposed to have access to the best PPE available too. And clearly, something is going on. There are many reported cases of healthcare professionals going to work with COVID-19 systems that are unreported as well. Furthermore, even with the mandate of using masks while on public transits, the CDC reported thousands of people were exposed to coronavirus while on commercial flights. Necessity is the mother of invention. Mankind needed a better respirator, so we created a better respirator. Our mask has many qualities that allow it to outperform our current competitors, such as a face shield attachment, interchangeable filters, and a mask that actually molds to anyone's face, including children. Our filter has a pore size of approximately 50 nanometers, and unlike our competitors, our mask can be sanitized via alcohol, UV light, or autoclave. Degradation and cell culture testing revealed that our mask can be used for up to 6 months and still maintain their antimicrobial properties. The filter can be used up to 1 week and inactivate viral pathogens like COVID-19. To adjust the mask to specifically fit your face, all you have to do is simply submerge it in warm water and gently form it to your exact facial features. With our ability to make custom fitted masks in multiple sizes, we have respirators for adults and children of all ages.
And so this is where the magic happens, where our director of research, AJ McFarland, actively 3D prints and optimizes conditions for our mask. And as you can see, I'm wearing the adult version that I use all the time here in the lab. And then we also have the kid-friendly version, where we can even change the color and 3D print their name on them so they never lose them at any point during the day. And then right behind me is all of our 3D printers that we actively use and make several different masks. We have several different sizes and colors, and remember that these masks can form fit to your face in just warm water. And right here next to me, we have a 3D printer in action, printing one of our filter guards that can easily be snapped out and snapped in even with one hand. And this will give further structural support to the filter itself. And I'm actually currently wearing one of our more finished products in prototypes, where you can see the filter is slightly purple because we added dye so that we know we evenly distribute it across the entire filter guard, ensuring that it is accurately and efficiently filtering pathogenic particles. And then also, we can even print the NASA iTech logo, because we wouldn't be here without them.
Now let's dive deep into the science and explain further how our filters are unlike any in existence. Our technology is centered behind halloysite nanotubes. As you can see from this graphic, halloysites are hollow tubes made of clay that we vacuum load with antimicrobial agents. More importantly, we have a patented technique to attach antimicrobial metal nanoparticles such as copper, zinc, and silver directly to the surface. This method is a green, cost-effective process using only water and electricity. These specialized nanoparticles are unlike any out there. Cell culture studies have shown that our mask can filter materials non-toxic to human cells, while they are highly toxic to pathogens like E. coli and staph. The images on the left show a live dead stain of human cells, with the green showing the live cells, and the red showing minimal dead cells. In the center, we see a clear dead zone near our nanocomposite for bacterial growth when halloysites are metallized at both 5 volts and 20 volts. And on the right, we see bacterial growth inhibition when our nanocomposite is present.
Here in the cell culture lab, we test all of our nanocomposites with human adipose-derived stem cells and other human cells related to bone tissue such as pre-osteoblast and osteoblast.
The proprietary filter component utilizes an airbrushing technique called blow spinning that produces an antimicrobial cloth with pores no larger than 50 nanometers. The blow-spun cloth is sandwiched between 2 polyester rayon sheets. The disposable filter used within the antimicrobial mask can easily be used up to 1 week. The filter is much easier to breathe in as well compared to traditional N95 masks, and this certainly separates us from the pack. We designed our respirator to have disposable filters with a pore size of 50 nanometers because remember, COVID-19 exists as small as 60 nanometers. The outer layers of our filter capture and block large particles too, before they can even reach the internal blow-spun filter. Further characterization by EDS, or energy dispersion spectroscopy, shows elemental analysis and distribution of copper on our metallized halloysites. The highlighted portions in red across the image indicate the presence of the nanoparticles within the nanofiber constructs. In conjunction with EDS, SEM, or scanning electron microscopy, displays an excellent image of our antimicrobial filter using the most sophisticated imaging capabilities currently available. In the center of our triple-layered filter lies the previously mentioned metallized halloysite that is incorporated throughout the blow-spun fibers. The bacteria and viruses that are able to penetrate the outer layers of the filter will encounter the metallized halloysite embedded within the inner layer, where they will be stopped and meet their demise. Here, bacteria are killed and viruses are deactivated. We are currently in talks with Ascend Manufacturing and MAC Plastics for rapid 3D printing and injection mold capabilities to mass produce our respirator. However, we are also seeking additional opportunities for licensing and rapid manufacturing to further reduce our manufacturing costs per unit and increase profit outcomes as we save lives in the process. The mask raw materials cost per mask is less than $5, and with each filter coming in under 35 cents. We expect to hit the market with an estimated retail price of $24.99 for the mask and filters at a cost of $1 to $2. This pricing is competitive with the price of an N95 respirator that are available on Amazon when you factor in that N95 are designed to be single use.
And now I'd like to demonstrate how you can easily form fit it in warm water on a low setting, as well as being able to just, again, snap it in with one hand very easily in our Air Force inspired mask, because we do work with AFWorks. So all you have to do is submerge it in warm water for around 10 to 15 seconds. The PLA will start to get a little bit soft. Shake it off a little bit. And as you can see, you can easily start to mold it and make that form fit to your face. We have successfully created an antimicrobial respirator that is effective at killing pathogens, is relatively lightweight, and comfortable to the wearer. Our custom fit masks provide both comfort and better breathability. But don't just take my word from it. Here's some testimonials from a few of our satisfied customers.
As the mother of 3 children, I'm always concerned for their safety. We spent so much time and money trying to find a mask that fits them just right. When I heard about these masks, I figured we might as well give them a try as well, and I'm really glad we did. The masks fit their face really well, and it gives me so much peace and an ease of mind to know that not only are they comfortable, but they're also protected now.
I've worn so many other masks and they're all a pain, especially in PE. But this mask, I breathe comfortably and it's comfortable to wear all day.
It even has my name on it.
Thinking even bigger, our technology can improve filter systems in homes, cars, industrial, and space ventilation systems. The blow spitting method is inexpensive and gives us the ability to apply our technology over the top of pre-existing technologies and drastically improving the filter capabilities.
We're also in talks with VA hospitals about bringing our respirator where it's needed most, right behind me, in the hospital itself. Healthcare professionals are on the front lines battling this pandemic, and we have a respirator that can drastically enhance and protect their lives better than ever before. And we also look to go into Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, and other big box retailers.
Recently, a Texas physician in her residential training died from COVID-19 after reports indicated she reused her N95 mask several times. Furthermore, researchers have recently reported a 99.34% reduction of COVID-19 within 30 minutes when using zinc oxide nanoparticles. And our lab has specifically utilized zinc oxide to metal coat halloysites and further drug load them with antibacterial agents like gentamicin, as the graph on the right indicates. Not only can we filter the particles better than N95 masks, our masks are designed to be reused and can actively destroy COVID-19 and other pathogens. And according to FortuneBusinessInsights.com, the global PPE market is expected to grow to become a staggering $92.6 billion market by 2027. As it currently stands, North America is responsible for a $20 billion market alone and is rapidly growing. And coupled with personal protective equipment, the global industrial market of air filtration is valued at $10.4 billion, with again, North America leading the way at $4 billion currently. Protecting ourselves by properly filtering the air we breathe is essential moving forward with increased travel and rising human populations. Future outbreaks will now and forever always be a part of human history and potentially imminent in the future. As far as NASA is concerned, there is a current NASA SBIR solicitation for lunar dust management technology for spacecraft atmospheres and spacesuits. We believe our filter design can be directly applied to enhance the capabilities of current spacesuits and spacecraft filtration units to improve the mitigation of lunar dust. The trace contaminant life support is a complex system that uses HEPA-activated carbon bed filters, but need to be replaced often and are not fit for extended space missions. Both silicon dioxide and titanium dioxide are major components of lunar dust. Extended exposure to these compounds can be lethal. Our key partners are Louisiana Tech University, Grind Capital, Precision, Lacerta Life Sciences, and NIOSH certification testing will be conducted later this year through Dr. David Bauer at Washington University in St. Louis. To date, we have raised nearly $1 million towards research funding.
NIOSH, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, has guidelines to certify that a respirator is able to accommodate 95% of the current U.S. civilian workforce. Testing is done on several different head sizes with variations in both head height and width. N95 style masks were never designed with children in mind. Our respirator comes in a variety of sizes, suited for both children and adults.
Our dynamic team is led by President and CEO, Dr. David K. Mills, a biomedical engineering expert and internationally recognized researcher. Collectively, we have over 30 plus years of researching and developing biological, biomedical, and material science applications with an emphasis on wound healing and additive manufacturing. Additionally, the team has over 45 years commercializing experience for government, business, and consumer use. We look to add to our team in the coming months as we search for individuals with extensive experience navigating through the healthcare setting and leveraging medical-based devices. Please reach out to us through our website, email, or my LinkedIn information. We'd love to hear from you and establish additional partnerships in the region, across the United States, and throughout the world.
And I'd like to end with a quote here inside the biomedical engineering building, and that's, "Some men see things that are and ask why, but I dream of things that never were and ask why not." That's what our company stands for, that's what I stand for,
And that's what everyone here at organicNANO stands for. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you so much. First, Harry, let's go to you, please.
Nice presentation. Can you tell me, have you taken one of your masks and done the N95 certification with it?
And so, yeah, that's something that we're still needing to conduct in the future with Dr. David Ballard at Washington University. And so we're still, waiting on some confirmation and other things for that to happen. He's a very busy guy, and we've been optimizing other conditions for our mask and doing other tests for it. So we will definitely be doing that later this year for sure.
The other question I have is, your filter, you say that it filters 50 nanometers. How are you testing that?
And so currently we've done SEM to show that these pore sizes are actually a little bit less than 50 nanometers, but we're going to do, again, more testing for porosity size as well that we need to further conduct. And so there are still some experiments and things we need to do in the lab to further confirm it, but as far as what we can tell through SEM images, that these pore sizes are what we say they are. And with blow spinning too, this method, it's quite different than melt blowing in how N95 masks are made. And with blow spinning, you can make fibers that are in the nanoscale range versus a micron range in the blow spinning method or the melt blowing method. So that's something else. We can make these fibers that are a lot smaller.
Thank you.
Zach, you had a question?
Yes. Have you guys compared how the pressure drop in your mask compares to like an N95 mask? People wearing them all day in healthcare. Just wondering if you kind of looked at the comparison of the two.
So we actually have taken that into consideration because we're also trying to get into HVAC systems as well. We're actually looking for an apparatus to test out the airdrop, the pressure airdrop, so that we can actually put an actual number to it. But through testing, through personal testing and other wearers, we actually have found that it is a little easier to breathe through our mask than traditional N95 masks.
And then to kind of add to that, we've even had asthmatic people wear the mask and they breathe through it perfectly fine. But that is another thing that we are currently testing for as well.
All right, thank you. Ramona, you had a question?
Yes, originally my question was going to be about the comparison with N95 and such, but I do have questions with regards to space filtering of lunar soil, lunar dust. Half of lunar soil or dust tends to be smaller than 50 nanometers. Do you have a means or mechanism where you can adjust to help filter that out, perhaps? And I'm not sure that the nano particle metal halloysites is a big issue in that, but I'd just like to understand if you've thought about that kind of a space usage.
So actually we have thought about that, and we would be able to offer a thicker coating that would be able to trap even more things that are even smaller, and also electrostatic forces will also capture some particles as well as they do in N95 masks. But being that we have a much smaller pore size, we'll be able to capture smaller things at a higher quantity.
And then again, with those nanofibers that we can produce, that will again help make those pore sizes smaller, trap things, and again, give this greater surface area to volume ratio of the particles. Because once you get down to that nano size scale, you can bind more than to those nano-sized particles than the size actually is. So that's really important, is to get down to the nano size.
I'll look forward to chatting with you about this more at the impact tables, because lunar dust is a big issue for us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. John?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Peter.
Go ahead, Sherman, if you want. Okay, so I'll take it. Can you talk a bit about your IP portfolio or patents or what you have and how you're going to be able to protect this? Your IP, that is?
Yeah, so we have 3 different patents, and the first one is an electrolysis method of metallizing the halloysites. And so we can metallize gold, zinc, copper, whatever metal we want in theory. But we found in our lab and through other testing and other researchers that zinc oxide specifically works well against COVID-19. We also have 2 other patents for 3-dimensional printing and additive manufacturing of bioactive medical devices, as well as ceramic nanotube composites and sustained drug release for implants. So we have a total of 3 patents, and I'm more than welcome to send that to you all in the impact tables.
All right, John, you had a question?
Yeah, hey, Chris. Very impressive, great presentation. I'm very impressed by you working on a PhD, starting a business, and solving a real-world problem,
I'm also an Ironman.
You're also what?
I'm also an Ironman triathlete.
Oh my gosh, you're making me feel bad about myself. Very impressive, great work. I was curious, is there an opportunity to recycle or clean your filter? I heard disposable, and I thought I heard maybe you could clean it, but could you clarify that?
So actually, it comes in 2 different parts. So there's the mask portion and there's the filter portion. The filter portion is disposable, and those are actually really cheap and readily available. The mask portion is resanitizable, so you can sanitize it in the 3 different methods that we said, and be used for up to 6 months without having to be reused or repurchased. And that's the benefit of buying our product, 95, is that you can reuse that mask portion for 6 months and not have to throw it away and grab a new one every day.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for
clarifying. The biodegradable aspect, 95% of the mask is fully biodegradable. The only part that isn't is the straps that are made of silicone and then the gasket around to put up against your face, because it's made of a non-porous silicone. So that's the only portion that's not fully biodegradable.
All right, Rich, you had a question?
Yes, thanks, Robin. Great presentation, Chris. Nice to see you again.
Thanks.
I was wondering, one of my companies, we've been working with copper and zinc as antibiotic, but they're ionically charged. They both have a double positive ionic charge in them. Are your halloysites neutral electrically? And how do you find that works as opposed to if it was maybe an ionic charge on it?
So our nanoparticles, after binding with the silicone on the halloysite, are not charged. So you're not going to run into electrostatic or charges that may interfere with any other processes that could be on the space station or whatever have it. But we found that, yeah, they work pretty well, and they don't really carry a charge after we do the electrolysis.
Yeah, and so with a halloysite, the exterior surface of a halloysite is negatively charged, and then the lumen, the inside part, is positively charged. And so that's how we can easily bind through electrolysis whatever really metal ion we want in theory.
All right, thank you. Sherman, you had a question?
Yes, how you doing, guys? You said that you were working with something at Washington University or University of Washington, but have you all had even a pre-sub meeting with the FDA? That's number one, for you to be a class 2 medical device. And then number 2, have you thought about going after EUA?
And so, yeah, we need to do those pre-meetings and stuff. So our CEO and advisor is the one that Dr. David Mills is the one that handles all of that and those meetings through Dr. Ballard. And so he's kind of handled that area. I mean, I'm not quite sure what your second question was.
The EUA expedited use authorization, so you can use it without actual FDA approval. They're like they're special ventilators. People get EUA for that. So you can use things without FDA approval today, but you have to get special authorization from the FDA. And have you guys thought about that or gone after that? It sounds like probably not, because you haven't heard of it.
No, yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
so everything that we're using is, to my knowledge, previously FDA approved. So all the components are FDA approved. So we should be able to get one of those because we've been working with the same materials for other devices that our company now offers, and those would be on the accelerated route to go through FDA approval.
Okay, we can talk more at the impact table.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All right, we have time for a couple more questions.
Yeah, my quick question to Chris was, how can I get 4 of these with a NASA iTech logo on them?
Yeah, I saw that during the presentation. We can send them out to you whenever, really. Just send me an email address.
I'll buy them.
Yeah, you can be one of our first customers. Sounds good to me. Because we've already been printing them with the NASA iTech logo, and we can. I think maybe AJ has tried even putting the words NASA or other things on them. But yeah, we can definitely work something out for sure.
I had a quick question on your cost of goods. Did you say it was around $5? What is it, and at what volumes?
So our cost of goods, that $5 is actually a rough estimate, including labor and packaging. Our actual raw materials to produce a single unit, and that is mask and filter, is only $1.63, and that's for a order of 7,500 masks and respirator.
So KN95s, or N95s before the pandemic were priced, sub $1, and of course prices are all over the place this year. But how do you compete against that? So in more normal times, it's going to be, your product will be priced higher.
Yeah, so you can reuse the mask portion up to 6 months. And the filters last for 1 week. And huge problem with KN95 and N95 masks, they can harbor the pathogen over time as well. And so, it may stop some of the particles, but at the end of the day, it's never going to inactivate them, and it's always going to technically be unsafe. And the CDC also, they recently have said that you can use an N95 mask up to 5 times, but the manufacturers say you should only use an N95 mask 1 time. And I think just given the certain situations in the country and the mask shortages is why the CDC is coming out and saying you can use them up to 5 times. But we're competitively priced because the mask itself, without the filter, can be used up to 6 months, and the mask itself is antimicrobial. And if the virus comes in contact with it, it'll deactivate it. And so for all those reasons, we're really competitively priced.
How far are you from production in terms of timeline?
Well, we're still in the process of lining out all certifications, and the NEOS certification is the main thing that we're waiting on. And then after that, we should be able to go to market after that with the mass production partners that we currently are in talks with.
Yeah, really by the end of the year and early into next year is where we anticipate to really be able to distribute them.
And one last question: you'll manufacture here in the U.S.?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Using nothing but ingredients made here.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, thank you guys. Max, back to you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Great presentation, great follow-up conversation.